Peace and love, brothers and sisters. So check this out. We now live with a time where folks who are doing the worst to others, who moral compass is backwards, who are living based off of the lower self, who don't want to honor any type of culture, don't want to honor any customary practices, anything besides how they feel. These are the same people who want you to, walk a path to still keep them part of your daily life. They want you to still keep them part of your mission. They want you to stay around when they're doing all of the debauchery and going against what the Most High's um, orchestrated or directed for us to be dealing with or be doing in regard when it comes down to the statute, laws, and commandments. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because if you read the scriptures, it told you that the Most High's actually left those who weren't honoring the laws, the statutes, commandments, aka He left the Israelites, and the Israelites really don't realize, especially those of you who claim to be these people or the Hebrews, the Most High's is not here. The Most High is left. Especially the fact that you don't actually understand the true Sabbath, and the true Sabbath can only be calculated utilizing the new moon, and y'all don't do that. So there's no way in the world that the Most High is here to help you or to hear your cries or your palils. So with me understanding this, I have to see myself as a child. Once again, we are a child of God, and what our Father have done, so shall I do. If my Father walked away from those of you who weren't honoring His laws, aka His children, He's nowhere to be found. That means that you have the right and ability to do the same thing, especially people who are in your life who are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not respecting you. They're not listening to your guidance or anything like that. So, like for description or example, I'm going to give, it's like friends, family, spouses, children. If they're not listening to the rules or the laws of the household, aka the statute, laws, commandments that the Most Highs have ordained for us to follow, especially as the father is supposed to be taking the priest within the home, you can excommunicate them, aka you can distance yourself from them. You don't actually have to be around lawless people. There's no rule, there's no constitution, no charter that says that those who are honoring the law have to still keep themselves connected to the lawless people. Um, and the problem with this, like I said, moving forward, is a lot of us are going to eternally be hurting because of we have built connections and bonds with these people who are lawless. And I have to keep it, clear, straight and dry. We don't care. We don't care about hurting feelings any longer. We don't care because y'all didn't care about hurting our feelings. Y'all didn't care about putting us through the ringer. Y'all didn't care about um, the issues and the situations that your lack of care had caused and put us into. So we have to pay it forward. We don't forget. We remember, and we're not going to be like you. We're just going to cut you off. In this case, we're going to stop dealing with you. We're going to stop communicating with you. You're not going to even be able to get a hold to us. Even those who are speaking intelligence or trying to help raise the vibration of the people, and if they don't listen to you, leave. You don't have to stay. You don't have to continue to keep trying to beat a dead horse. Like they say, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. And this goes for those folks, who I know, who know me personally. I walk a path that's trying to be as respectful, as honorable as possible, as diplomatic as possible. I try to do the right thing, rather that's make sure I stay in communication, make sure I'm providing whatever I was supposed to do as a man, as a father, as a archbishop, as well as a child of the Most Highs. I try to do the right thing all the time. Now, people who I brought into my life or who came into my life when I was doing whatever and don't want to honor, who I am or what it is I come to do, you can leave. You can walk away, because I'm already cut you off. Mentally, I already cut you off. It was left as just your physical body just no longer being around me. And that's what's going to happen when you start reaching up to these highest frequencies. You're going to have to be accustomed and used to just cutting people off, like just walking away from them. Friends, family, spouses, relationships, whatever. You are going to have to get used to cutting people off, just walking away. So once again, this is a message for whoever needs to hear it. get used to walking away from lawless people. Get used to walking away from people who don't want to honor the same culture that you're trying to uphold, maintain, etc. Especially in these relationships, as you're not equally yoked, leave them be. If they don't want to have the children walk underneath your, excuse me, if they don't want the children to follow your lead, leave these mothers. If the fathers are not trying to put themselves underneath the yoke of the ancestors, which the ancestors are honoring the Most Highs, aka the Creator. And if you're not trying to do that, if he's not trying to do that, you shouldn't even be trying to walk amongst with him, especially if you're supposed to be reading the same book, you're supposed to be on the same page, you're supposed to be understanding the same directions. No longer can we try to build families based off of our emotions or what we feel. We need to have true, solid guidance and instructions. And that's what I'm saying in regards to getting used to cutting people off who don't want to follow directions, they don't want to follow guidance, they don't want to follow divine instructions. Because what that's going to do is keep you from being able to continue to keep building your solar body, aka the golden body, the body for you to be able to ascend to come up out of here. Because many of you don't realize that this not about the so-called physical body, it's about the emotional body, aka the golden solar body, the consciousness, in regards to you not forgetting who you are and where you come from. So when you transition, instead of you coming back on with a blank slate, you may not have to even come back here on the earthly plane, period, because you graduated. But we'll talk about that in another video. But like I'm saying, get used to have to cut people out of your life who is not honoring these laws, the statutes, commandments of the household, or God's law. If you keep them around, they're going to bring your frequency down, and you ain't going to like where it's going to end you at. So with that being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, brothers and sisters. It is your brother, the beekeeper, Deonde Belmont from the illustrious Noble House of Belmont.